Hey everybody, welcome to a Team Woods production of Zion Hill Memories. Today I got a chance to speak with Brother Andy Dilbert, the church drummer over at Zion Hill Baptist Church. The idea for this podcast came as a result of our executive producer Matthew Woods talking with Brother Andy about some of his goals for producing music and his overall interest in sharing his sound with the world. Now we had a very good conversation and I hope you enjoy it. So without further delay, let's start the show. This is Scott Fain with Team Woods Podcast, and I'm joined today with Andy Dilbert, musician with Zion Hill Baptist Church. How you doing today, Andy?
I'm doing pretty good, Scott, and you?
I'm doing very good, I appreciate you talking with me today.
Sure.
When did you join Zion Hill?
I joined Zion Hill back in 2008, I believe. Yes.
Oh, okay, 2008, okay. So when did you start playing with the band?
Almost immediately after joining, because the chief musician asked me, did I play any instruments? And I told him, yes, I did. And at the time, I wasn't really a drummer, but that's what he needed.
So what instruments do you play?
I play lead, rhythm, and bass guitar. Self-taught.
Oh, all right.
And now I'm playing drum gospel with the church.
Okay. One of the things that I'm starting to get to know some of the people there, and one of the people that I met first is Keith Logan Sr., the music director. How did you and he meet?
Okay, I was temporarily living across the street from the church in a little house over there. I was renting it from the owner, and I needed to mow the grass. I needed a lawnmower. I didn't have a mower there because that wasn't my permanent residence. And so I went over there and I asked the guy I saw there, Brother Steve Henderson, matter of fact, if they had a mower I could use. I could borrow a few minutes. And, he said, sure. And he let me hold a mower. I went and mowed the grass and took it back to him. And he invited me to church, to come by, stop by and visit us, he said. I said, fine, sure. I don't have a church home. I said, yeah, I could do that. And so that's how it started. I went there one Sunday and was introduced to various people in the church, and one of them was Deacon Keith Logan Sr. And we started talking. And I said to him, I said, yeah, I play a little something. I play a little bit myself. And he said, oh yeah, what do you play? I said, lead, rhythm, and bass guitar. And so then he asked me, he said, well, do you play any drums? So I told him, I said, well, I'm not really a drummer, but I can keep a beat, And so he said, well, would you like to try out with us? And I said, sure. Yeah, I'll try out with you. And said because they needed spare drummers, And so I went there. During the week, sometime in the week, they was holding choir practice, and I went there. I was very nervous. I was too nervous because the first thing in my mind that I kept telling myself, well, I'm not no drummer. I can keep beat. I didn't study drums. You know what I mean? I used to mess around with the band's drums and stuff. The other people's drums. I used to mess with them and beat on them and stuff. And so he asked me to try out, and I was like, I almost said, no, I think I'll pass. Because from the nervousness, and like, but I said, no, just do it. You never know. And so I tried out, and to my surprise, he told me he would like me to play Sunday. that Sunday after preceding choir practice. Now the nervousness really set in. Because I'm saying that, wait a minute, I could see you asking me to, well, come to another practice with us, and then, I'll see where I could fit you in on one of our sessions and see how you do. Nothing like that. Like, I want you to play Sunday, and I asked him the question, well, which Sunday? And he said, this one. And I was like, I'm like Ralph Cram then, because I'm like, I wanted to say, oh no, I'm sorry, I'm not ready for this Sunday. That's what I wanted to do. But I mean, being saved and knowing that this is a spiritual journey that we're on, I say to myself, I never know where God might want, what God might have in store for me. So therefore, if I'm invited to do something that's out of the norm, I should consider that, because, it just might, we never know where God's going to lead us, So right. I said, okay. And another incentive was that the drumming position was a stipend position. It wasn't a lot of money, but when you're not getting hardly no money in, almost every dollar you can get in counts. Because I was doing temporary jobs, and money was low, and bills have to be paid, and so
yeah.
Can
I just say that?
Right.
Can I just tell you one thing? I've listened
sure.
to you and the band play over a couple occasions, through doing these videos and stuff. And I never know that you picked up drums just as an afterthought, So, I mean, that's a testament to you're better than you think you are. At least, I wouldn't know it. I really like the way you play.
Right. I appreciate it. And, but like, I strive to do the best that I can do. But I think that I always had that little thing in that little, like a little dark spot in my mind that says, you're not no drummer,
Mm-hmm.
Or it could be Satan, because he's always telling us what we can't do. When God is telling us, well, you can do anything through Christ. We can do all things through Christ. And Satan tells us, then you better not dare go this way. So, but I feel better now because I've been practicing and been playing, and I'm sort of like more or less getting the feel of for what drumming is all about. And I have gotten better. I've learned a few rolls. I've learned, I've learned a few more moves than I knew before.
That's kind of how it is as it relates to musicians and music. It's about just learning, and the more you learn, the more you know you have to learn.
That's true, and it's like to me, well, the music business is like a constant learning thing. It's a constantly learning process. It's like, it's not something you say, well, I have learned enough that I need to hold my position and do what I need to do. But
mm-hmm.
I mean, there's always something new coming out. There's always a new little I forgot what they call it, but like a little lick or something like that you might hear from my life. Like how they make the guitar sound like bang, bang, like that. Those sounds like that. Right. So there's always something. I mean, so I just went with it.
Well, how about this? Take me back. Was the guitar the first instrument that you picked up?
Yeah, it was. the rhythm guitar was the first instrument I picked up, and I picked it up when I was fairly young. I was like maybe 10 years old, 10 or 12 at the most. And my dad, God bless him, he's gone now. He had a guitar, and you know, one time I asked him could I play his guitar? And he told me no. And if he ever caught me messing with it, you know, that there would be a serious price to pay. You know, because well, guitars are delicate. You know what I mean? And if you don't know what you're doing, you could bust a string in a heartbeat. You know.
Right. I play a little bit too, so I feel you on that.
Right. Yeah. So, you know, but one day my dad he forgot to lock his bedroom door, and Mom went out because I had strict orders not to touch it. But I don't know. I guess it was maybe the devil on the other side. Man, this is your chance. So, you know, I was like, I bypassed. I disregarded all his warnings and whatever, and I picked it up, figuring, but how he ain't gonna know, you know. Picked it up and started strumming it, and I like how it sound. I didn't know a chord or note. I didn't know anything. All I know, I just strummed it. You know, maybe it was pretty much in tune because it made a sound, and you know, I was able to put some words together for a song with it. And went out and called a couple of my friends and tell them to get some cans and some sticks and, you know, let's have a jam session. So that's what we did. The first time picking it up, I wanted to have a jam session with the boys. So I guess
it was in your soul.
I guess it was in me. I just didn't know it, you know. So, yeah, that's how it started from then, you know. And
what kind of role does music play in your life regularly now?
Big role, very big role. For one, you know, I have evolved since my music playing into songwriting, and also vocalizing. You know, vocalizing some. And
when you say vocalizing, what is that?
Well, singing, being able to harmonize and lead and so forth. Yeah, mainly due to songwriting. I mean, I can't go look for somebody. I can't just go look for someone every time you know, say I'm writing a song, I can't go look for a singer, somebody who can sing, to sing what I'm trying to develop. You know what I mean? Because they may not understand the emotion or the motivation behind the lyrics. You know, so it was like I was sort of like forced. That's why I say it's like a constant learning process. From the moment I thought about it, I said, you know what, I think I want to write some music, and I got songs and lyrics and stuff in my head and whatnot, and I like to, you know, feel them out and see what they, you know, how they sound, how they do. And that's what I did, you know. So that propelled me right there to like try to play. I had to learn to play a little better, all my instruments, and also learn to vocalize better. You know. So,
did you play for the school band in school, the high school or middle school?
No, I didn't. I didn't play for the school band, but one of my music journey really started when I saw my cousin and a few of his friends. They were in a basement back in New York, and they had instruments and things, you know, guitars and drums and stuff. And they used to go down there and jam, just jam, you know, make noise. I mean, they didn't have no direction, no nothing. And at the time, I didn't even have a guitar. And but I guess that yearning, since I had picked up my dad's guitar, I had a feel for it, and that yearning was in my system, because that rose up the desire in me. I said, but they got a whole band there, but they ain't doing nothing with it, because I don't know what they're playing. They don't know what they're playing. I'm like, what sense does it make? So I went down there one evening, and I think they let me jam a little bit. No, there was no spare guitar, so I just listened to them. And but something in my mind told me, I told myself, well, I'm gonna buy me a guitar. I'm gonna buy me a book so I could learn to play the guitar. I'm gonna buy me everything that I need to be able to become a guitarist. And then I'm gonna come and I'm gonna take over this band, and I'm gonna take them places. Now, I was about 18, 17, yes, about 17, 18 years old, working in the supermarket. So I had some income, you know, I had some means, and I told myself that's what I'm going to do, and that's what I proceeded to do. And to you know, you would never believe that. I'm trying to hurry this up, but this part is important. I didn't tell nobody there. I didn't ask them, but y'all think would it be all right if I study and bring my guitar and come in and you know, jam with y'all or nothing. I didn't say anything to them. I just proceeded with my plan and put my guitar on layaway. It took me a couple of weeks, couple of paychecks, you know, before I did it. And then when I got it, I went downstairs one day. I knew what time they'd be down there jamming. And with my guitar in the box, brand new, chord, tuner, book. Now, by the time I got there from the time I left the job, on the way there on the train, I had knew how to tune up. I had knew what the strings were on the guitar, and I had knew what how three chords, the three main chords, starter chords were. I knew all of that.
That's enough.
It was enough for me to get started. And I went down there. I went down to the basement, and they were jamming, making noise again. Like I said, no direction. Every band doing whatever he wanted to do. And I went and I stood in the middle of the basement, in the room where they were at. Stood in the middle, stood my guitar up, put my hand on it. It was in the box. And I said, all right, hold it. And to my surprise, everybody stopped playing. And I was like, But, you know, I didn't really pay that too much attention right then. And then I asked them, well, listen now, is y'all in tune? And they all looked at me like I was speaking a foreign language, like the man from Mars or something. Tune? What you mean in tune? This dude, the guitar said, yeah, I'm in tune I tuned my way. And the bass player, my cousin, he didn't even answer, because you know, he didn't know anything. So I told him, I said, well, listen now, here, this how it's gonna be. I said, let me tune up, and then y'all can tune off of me, and then we could try to see if we could learn a couple of songs or something.
Mm-hmm. You know what it sounds like is that you were the missing piece, like that discipline, that connective piece that brings it all together.
Right.
You know?
And I don't know. I mean, I figure like I was the youngest in all of them because my cousin's older, his friends, you know, all of them, everybody there was like, they were older than I was. And I was like, I was amazed that they even listened to me. But then when they did, after we tuned up and we hit a few chords and a few notes and stuff, everything sounded so much different because everybody was in tune, and you know, so, and I suggested to them, let's listen to some records and try to learn the songs by ear. And that way we could practice, and at least we have a direction, you know, something we're working on that is recognized. And they went for it. And guess what they told me after that? Well, the drummer told me this. The drummer knew music. The drummer told me, he said, well, since how you sort of pull our band together, we want to make you the music director. I was like, I wanted to go, what? I said, I'm just a learner myself. But I got them together and got them on a path. You know, one thing, you know, I was like, oh my God, I couldn't believe it. It's like now that I look back on this, I feel like I can't believe I did this kind of stuff. I don't believe I did it. But that's the passion. That's how I got started. I played in the band. We gave the band a name. And
what was the band's name?
Soul Survivors from New York City.
Okay.
Yep.
Nice.
Yep.
Well,
that's what we was called.
I wanted to ask you, it sounds like, I'm curious, I would love to hear the Soul Survivors. You got any recordings or anything like that?
Oh, my God, man. I don't think so. I mean, somebody may have recorded a couple of things we might have done back in the day, but that's something I was not into that. I was not that far, you know, into as far as like getting into like recording and stuff. I was not there, you know. All I wanted to do is just play. We're in the band, and I want us to play some nice songs and make people dance and stuff like that. You know, that's it. That's all I was.
Well, who were some of your musical mentors?
Well, I can't really remember the names of the people that I practiced with. I took a few lessons, reading lessons, and I learned to read like the basic, just basic music, the easy stuff. I learned to read that, and I don't remember where I went to get those lessons. And then I had this. There was a keyboard player. Well, his name, they used to call him Poison. That was his nickname. And him and I, he helped me work out like with my reading from the notes. So he would read. He was a keyboard player, and so he had his notes. He would read from his notes, and I had my notes as for the guitar, and I read my notes. We'll count it off, and we start playing and reading by reading the notes. And we was together, you know, with the breaks and everything. We was together by doing that, by reading, and I was like, wow, that's really cool, you know. But I didn't continue that. I didn't continue that. And me and him, we went our separate ways, and then he died. And we did do a couple of jam sessions. You know, we did a few jam sessions. And but I didn't really have too many mentors. Like I said, mostly I was self-taught.
Okay. Well, who were some of your favorite musicians?
Well, back in them days, I came up back in, well, I was born in '53, and by the time when this happened, I guess it was in the '70s or something. I was like, you know, I was like a teenager then, and most of the people, there was like a lot of soul bands around. Old school soul music, like James Brown. He was one of our favorites. We learned some of his songs, and Percy Sledge, Otis Redding, and that's the kind of music we geared to, you know.
Well, I got a follow-up question on that musician. You say you know James Brown. Do you know the one?
You said, do I know the one?
Mm-hmm. It's one of those things. It's called, when Bootsy Collins was talking about, he came up under James Brown. He was like, I had to learn the one. Like, once you learn the one, I'm just curious, do you know what the one is?
You know what? I don't really know what it is on that term, but I believe it has to do with probably has to do with scales and probably certain chord patterns, keys.
Actually,
okay.
I'll take you off the hook. I was curious to see if you knew. It was
okay.
That little, how you know how all of his songs have that first hit on the one beat. 1, 2, 3, 4, bam, and that's the thing that's the one they're talking about. That's the one. That first, because some songs they hit on the 4. So anyway,
so that's in relation to tempo and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. All right.
My last question. Do you have any goals regarding music?
Oh, yes, I definitely have some pretty big goals, and my main goal is to get my music perfected, and I don't mean perfect. I mean, but get my music recorded professionally, and maybe do some perform a few, which I have already performed a few of them, and but I want to get it stronger and with everything just how I want it, and then hopefully get it recorded professionally, get it out there so people can hear it and they can hear the message that I have in there. And maybe do, along with my music, I would like to, before I leave the planet, maybe do some evangelizing and try to win some souls over for the Lord. Those are my main goals right there, you know, because I know that this is something that God gave me, and He gave it to me for a reason. You know, this is a gift. This is a gift from the Lord, from God. I never even knew I had until I started. I thought I sort of fell accidentally into the music thing. But my dad played guitar, and he was pretty good. You know, so
it sounds like it was providence. You know, you like you say, your dad had the guitar. You learned in spite of him telling you, no, you can't touch this. It was called to do it. You know, you stood up with your friends and said, hey, we're going to tune up and made them sound better, and so they were able to follow you. all that sounds like you're there for a reason. So I appreciate what you're talking about.
Yeah.
You know, I kind of cut you off. I wanted to I asked you about your favorite musicians. I feel like you weren't done. Do you have any other musicians that you are inspired by, that you love to listen to?
You know, I did, but, you know, actually, like, since how I switched over, I changed over to gospel once I got saved. I used to listen to, matter of fact, I like to have the albums and don't know what happened to them. I gave some away and lost some, like Ohio Players. And, matter of fact, we played a little Shalimar. We used to play Shalimar. You know, I can't think of them all now because, like I said, I really haven't been into secular music that long.
Okay.
I just got away from it. And,
most of your influences that you named are all stuff that I enjoy listening to anyway. If you had to name one, what's your favorite non-secular song? What's your favorite church song to play?
Well, I think my favorite to play would be I Go to the Rock.
I Go to the Rock. Who sings that?
There's various. I don't know who sang it originally, but I did look it up because I had to learn the drums and the licks and the changes. So I don't know who did it originally, but there's various people have done it. You know.
I took a moment to look. They got a version by Whitney Houston on here. So I'm going to have to, when we get done talking today, I'm going to go and check that out because I want to hear what you're talking about. What it sounds like.
Right.
But I think that wraps up for today. I really appreciate you taking a few minutes to talk to me a little bit about your musical journey. You have very interesting stories to tell. And I'm blessed to have been share a little bit with you. So thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. This is something, that's whenever I talk about it, it's like the song says, like fire in my bones. And, I just wish like I was ready to be able to do what I really want to do, which is like perform, so I want to get my demos together and try to like get them out to a couple of labels. But I know that the labels expect you to do a lot more than back in the days, So as I said before, I'm doing some of my own recordings, and I just need to clean them up a little bit and sharpen them up. And
well, let's stay connected because that's one of the things that Matt is really big on is getting the music and stuff together, getting the production. And so let's put some stuff together. Shoot, I want to see all this music. I want to hear all this music that you got.
Right. Yeah. I think I think you like it because I can't really speak for you. Everybody's got their own mind, but I definitely know there's a message in it, and it's a message for the world today. And that's why I say that I know that it's like fire in my bones, shut up in my bones. Because I want it so bad to just be out there. I want to be out there right now, but I know I can't be. You know what I mean? I just can't be because I don't want to be out there just half and just, not right. I want to be out there, proper. Everything where it needs to be at, So I'll wait.
I don't think you have to wait too much longer. You got it. You definitely have it on your heart. So I'm wishing you all the best when it comes to what you want to do and what your goals are. But thank you again for talking with me today.
Okay, Scott. You are welcome. I appreciate the opportunity that you gave me.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.